We don't know if they're paying too much. And we've talked about this before on the show. When it comes to any acquisition, the question is not what is the company worth. The question is what is the company worth as a part of its acquirer.
Yeah.
Is Slack worth $25 billion as it is right now? No. Is Slack worth $25 billion as part of Salesforce's platform? Maybe. So that's the question, and that's we'll see what they're actually paying. Like I said, it looks like it's about half and half cash and stock.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they're actually structuring the deal and how much Slack shareholders like me are actually going to get for it.
Yeah, I mean, we were on Market Foolery earlier. That was on Market Foolery earlier today with Chris, and I mean, so I'm not a Slack shareholder. I've always been sort of not all that impressed with the platform. I mean, I think it's okay as a messaging platform, but I've never really found it to be that productive of a work tool beyond that. And so I mean that's kind of always been my perception, at least. And then having the opportunity to work with Microsoft Teams to actually use that product. I mean, and this is just an opinion, right? But I mean, to me, Microsoft Teams was a far better experience, far more useful, far more productive, and just far easier to use. Now that doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, right? I mean, it just is what it is. But I do remember when if you look back to like October of 2019, Slack had reported something in the neighborhood of, I think, 12 million daily active users. And then sometime shortly after that, they had said, we're going to stop reporting that number because that's not really the metric that matters for us. And they were talking more about engagement and stuff like that. I mean, whether that works or not is not really the point. But in regard to the Microsoft point of AJ's question, I do think this is something that gives Slack at least a better chance at competing with Microsoft. And I think a lot of that is going to have to do with Salesforce's expertise and the size of their network to this point. Salesforce is a far more successful business. It's been around for a lot longer. And I would put Benioff up there with some of the best CEOs out there for a number of reasons. And so I think, I don't know. For me, I feel like this is probably the best. This is the best result for Slack shareholders. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I mean, they had guided revenue growth down to 32% this current quarter from 60% a year ago. They're facing a very well endowed competitor, Microsoft, with all the capital in the world, tremendous user base. They were. Slack was talking about taking Microsoft to court, or maybe they had gone ahead and filed something in regard to antitrust, saying that they were competing unfairly. It seemed like there were a lot of headwinds there for Slack on its own. So I think honestly, this would be a good thing for Slack and being able to plug into Salesforce's network and maybe benefiting from some of their expertise. But yeah, I guess we'll learn a lot more tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah, there are some companies in my portfolio that I would be upset if they were bought out. like Square, I kind of want that growth story to play out on its own. I mean, a lot of these fintechs, but with Slack, as a shareholder, I'm not upset about it. I mean, I feel like, assuming even if today's value holds, I feel like I'm getting a fair price. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's a win-win for shareholders and for Slack as a company. So
yeah,
I'm not upset. Like I said, there are companies I would be upset if they were bought out, but this isn't one of them.
Yeah.